I do see a lot of people complaining about some of the updates that Dokkan got overnight while I was knocked out. And all I see here, like, honestly, are just positive changes, right? Things that are going to continue, moving the game in a positive direction. I'm going to talk about everything that I saw happen on the timeline and in Dokkan and stuff. You guys can let me know your thoughts, because of course there's going to be twos, like people are going to agree, people are going to disagree all the time. No matter how positive changes are, people are always going to agree and disagree for whatever reason, and it is what it is. But here we have it, 4.16.0. So obviously this is not the version Z update. It's telling us, right? Not the Z update. You see the little, chibi style of Goku here. So they're going to continue promoting that, whatever mode that's going to be, the AFK thing or whatever the case may be, right? Now, one of the first things I just want to hop into here is this right here. So as we can clearly see, this full team is Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta, which means this is proving that you can run the same characters on the same team. However, units will not link up, all right? Units of the same name will not link up. So, a lot of people are complaining about this. In my opinion, this is still very, very good, because if you could link up all Super Saiyan Gokus, there is no point, absolutely no point in team building. Like, just full Super Saiyan teams, full Vegito Blue teams, and as fun as that would be, Dokkan is not meant for you to just destroy the game with all Vegito Blues. It's meant for you to... team building is a really big aspect. If they allowed you to link characters, it's literally destroying one of the biggest aspects of Dokkan, which is team building. Now, the really cool thing about this, and I talked about this in a video I did with Periodic, is that a really good benefit is that you can still have characters on the same team that have the same name, but just on different rotations. So, for example, LR Ultra Instinct Goku, right, the one that just came out for the anniversary. If you bring him as your leader and him as your friend, and you bring two UI Gokus, right? Because now you can bring two UI Gokus on the team. One, you link up with your, leader, the AGL UI Goku, and the other UI Goku, guess what? You link up with the friend UI Goku on another rotation. So they're not together, so they're not being affected by the link thing, right? But now you could have Easy A UI Goku linked up with the anniversary LR, and then you can have LR UI Goku linked up with the anniversary LR as well on separate rotations, which is super, super powerful. And then you can still rock the physical UI Goku, who's a really solid support. And sure, he doesn't share links, but it doesn't matter, because links units in the middle slot are no longer able to get double buffs, right? So keep that in mind. They implemented that like a few updates ago, so it doesn't really matter. Having that Goku float is still gonna, he may not be linking, but he's still going to support the rest of the rotation, so you have to keep that in mind. It's a very positive update, and even though you can't link the same characters together, it still promotes a strategic way to team build. All right, so this is a very, very positive thing. I really, really like this, and I told Periodic, and I told everyone else I talked to about this. It would be crazy if they allowed units to link, but the probability of them was the probability of them actually allowing that was very, very, very minimal. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about here is going to be this. Now, this is another really, really positive update in my opinion. It's really annoying, really annoying, having to count. Sometimes you pull a bunch of SSRs and it takes you a while to get to them and start working on them, and then you just don't know how many you have in your box. Like, you have to sort by AGL or by super physical and see and count how many you have. The fact that this is actually allowing you to stack, it's still going to take up the same amount of space. Don't get me wrong. As you guys can see, it says 10 right here, right? Which means you have 10 of this unit. It's going to take up the same amount of space, but the difference is now you can not only have them all concentrated in one area, but it's going to tell you how many you have. It makes it very, very, very easy to, when you're running free-to-play units, you can go to your box real quick and say, okay, I have 13. I need one more unit to get them to SA10 and Rainbow, right? If you're grinding up specific things, or for Truth specifically, right? If Truth goes and starts summoning like crazy, and he ends up getting every featured unit a million times, before he gets to his main unit, which happens to him basically all the time, he can go to the box real quick and see how many unit of a certain type he's pulled, right? It's very, very, very easy and organized. And someone with OCD, I really, really like this, right? So this is really cool. It makes your box look a lot cleaner. I don't know. This is a positive thing. This is a positive UI update, right? And one of the last things I want to talk about here really quick is going to be this. Now, I know a lot of people are upset about this. So for example, okay, let me explain what's going on here. So in case you guys haven't heard, if you pull a unit from a legendary summon, any SSR, so for example, this Goku right here, if you pull this Goku from a legendary summon banner, and you can sell him for a gacha coin. We don't know exactly specifically how many coins. It could be 1, it could be 5. I think it's gonna be 1. But I mean, dude, 1 is way better than none. So if you pull 10 SSRs, 10 unusable SSRs from gacha, you can trade them in, let's say, for 10 gacha coins on top of the 10 you've been receiving every time you summon. So keep that in mind. So it's a lot of gacha coins, which is gonna help you. You know what? We'll get to that in a second, okay? If you pull this SSR Goku from a Dokkan Fest banner, when you trade them in, you are going to be able to receive red coins. And then when you pull this Goku on a blue coin banner, which is probably going to be the most significant update, I think, out of these two, or out of these three, you can trade them in for the blue coin banner, right? So this is what Dokkan continues to do when it comes to incentivizing spending money on the game. This is very, very powerful because remember, every time you summon on these banners, you're still receiving gacha coins, right? If we think about it, every time you summon on a banner, you receive 10 gacha coins. So it only makes sense that if you sell one of those characters, you only receive 1. It's mathematically, that's what makes sense. Okay. So for example, but to continue, sorry. If you are someone who really wants to save for a specific LR. Let's say I'm summoning on the Team Universe 7 and Android 17 and Golden Frieza LR banner, right? And LR UI Goku's in the shop. And I'm at 300 gold coins, but I only have a specific amount of stones that I can spend. If I do 10 summons, right? That's going to be 10 gacha coins per summon. So that's literally 400 gacha coins in total. And then if I ended up pulling, right, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 completely unusable SSRs. Now I can go ahead and trade those in for gacha coins, which means you're going to get to your goal a lot faster. Who cares if it's 1? Who cares if it's half a gacha coin? Who cares if it's 2 gacha coins? Who cares? It's probably not going to be 5, right? I would imagine that actual Dokkan Fest units, right, will give you a little bit more. So for example, like, again, this Goku is not a Dokkan Fest unit, but if let's say you were trying to sell LR AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? This might give you 5 or like 4 or like 3 or something, a little bit more because the value of the character is actually a lot more, right? And if you pulled like LR Rose and you're trying to sell him, it might give you 5 or 4 or 3 or whatever the equivalent is, right? So the one thing though about this update is that you have to have this character rainbowed before you sell them, which to me makes the most sense in the world. Why, with Easy Ace being a thing, why in the world would you sell an SSR without them being rainbowed first? Like that honestly doesn't make any sense to me, right? If you're someone who's trying to build a really good box, the fact that these Easy A's nowadays are just absolutely insane. These Easy A's are literally changing the game every single time one comes out. So there is absolutely no reason for you to sell a unit. Just because you got shafted doesn't mean you got to sell a unit, right? There's no reason to sell a unit unless you have the unit rainbowed. Now, I don't know specifically if you have to have like the unit legitimately like SA10 and all paths unlocked and legitimately rainbowed, or you just have to have a unit with all paths unlocked, because technically that's rainbowed as well, if you think about it. Now, if it's actually rainbowed, I can see the justification for annoyance, because now I have to put, you know, resources into this specific unit just to sell this unit for a few gacha coins, which again makes a lot of sense because the orbs are not an infinite, you know, resource. So that makes a lot of sense to me. But this update in general, allowing us to exchange useless SSRs for gacha coins, is very, very powerful. And I know that new players, right? New players who don't understand the way this game works will literally pull a bunch of Dokkan Fest units and a bunch of this and just want to get gacha coins because they see the list of characters you can obtain from gacha coins and they'll just start selling them right away. But the game won't allow you to do that because the game wants you to use that character and have them in your box already rainbowed before you sell them, which again makes a lot of sense because why in the world, I'm going to repeat that, why in the world are you going to sell characters if you don't have them rainbowed? It doesn't make any sense. This is, we as a community, ever since Easiest have been a thing, never sell your SSRs, never sell your SSRs, never sell your SSRs. And you can still sell your SSRs, but if you're trying to exchange it for gacha coins, they will not allow you until they're rainbow. This is a very, very positive thing. Again, especially for new players who don't know how this game works, wants to get a gacha coin and says, no, you can't. You can't sell this character. You need to have him rainbow first. This is, to me, this is just dub on dub on dub. Now, when it comes to like, let's just compare to Legends, right? Legends will update something and take something away, which tends to aggravate the player base. But they're not taking anything away. As you can see, Dokkan is literally just adding and adding and adding. And they're not taking, like, nothing's being taken away that we already had that's going to ruin our experience, right? I understand that people disagree with certain things, but this is legitimately just all positive. So let's just take a deep breath. Okay, let's just, you know, take a deep breath. That was, actually, those weren't deep breaths, so I got you. But let's all take a deep breath together. Watch. Ready? Okay, deep breath. And let's just enjoy the game that is Dokkan. And let's appreciate these updates for what they are. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.